Well, Joburg Theatre is hosting a musical spectacle as part of the Mandela centenary celebrations. The show features musical legends Jonas Gwangwa, Dorothy Masuka, Abigail Kubeka and Sipho Hotsticks Mabuse. The Mzansi Youth Choir is accompanying them on the three-day show, which kicked off on Friday. And to tell us more about this, we are joined by Mandela Divas, the Joburg City Artistic Director, joins us this morning in studio. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Afro Worldview.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Well, it's been a year filled with commemorating and celebrating Tata Madiba's centenary. Talk us through this production and how that then goes hand in hand with the celebrations and commemorations that's been taking place this year.
Well, as Joburg City Theatres at Joburg Theatre, we thought it would be great, to take the legends who are still alive, and usually we start celebrating people once they're gone. And we thought let's use this opportunity and take legends, the ones that you mentioned, Mom Dorothy Masuka, Abigail Kubeka, Jonas Gwangwa, and Sipho Hotsticks Mabuse, to say, and then take young people, because that Nelson Mandela was very good in empowering young people.
Yes.
So we thought let the young and the old join together on stage to celebrate this icon and to celebrate the values that he stood for. So this is what we set out to do. And the last two nights, Friday and Saturday, were completely amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing how when people hear these songs, they ignite so much memory and nostalgia and good feeling. So the theatre was really packed with warmth and excitement. And today, this afternoon at 3 p.m. is our last show. So people can look forward to, we hope people will come again today. Yesterday we had about 900 people in the audience. The theatre's capacity is 1,000, so we're looking forward to a full house.
Hopefully we can do that today at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Listening to the names of the legends that are participating in this production, those are people who have been in the industry and people who have really changed and sculpted, theatre and music and the arts in South Africa. How difficult was it getting these people together on the same stage in the same production, or was it a no-brainer knowing that this was part of the Nelson Mandela centenary celebrations?
Well, with people as busy like that, it's hard to get them into the same room together.
I can imagine.
But once they're in the room, the magic that happens is so amazing. So even for me, I've been directing for a while, but it was always I was such in awe in terms of how the work rate, how they work together with the band, and it's just a learning thing that you see that creativity just keeps growing. It's not, even at the ages that they are, they just, when they do their thing, it just sends chills down one's spine.
It's magical, I can imagine.
It is.
So talk us through, people coming this afternoon at 3 p.m. to watch. What can they expect? Talk us through a little bit about what we'll see on stage.
Well, you'll see some of the greatest compositions we've had in South Africa. We were looking at their careers, and for the last 70 years, they've been, collectively, they've been doing work. And so it's some of the most famous songs that chart South African history and chart how we are inspired as South Africans by music. So people can expect music that they know, the classics that have been around since the 50s, the 80s, Most Difficult Times, songs like Burnout with Sipho Mabuse. So people can really expect an array of beautiful music. And of course, people have composed so many songs inspired by Mandela, so you'll hear those songs as well. And by the end of the evening, one will get a good feeling that we are living in a great nation, and that we have so much talent in this country. And I think the arts are going to drive us in a direction that we'll be proud of as South Africans.
Yeah. Mr. Ndebele, earlier you mentioned, briefly touched on celebrating legends while they are still alive.
Yes.
I've had many conversations where it seems as if we celebrated people a little too late, gave them the flowers when they couldn't smell them anymore, as the saying goes.
True.
How do we better celebrate these living legends who are still alive and amongst us?
I think it's to recognize that the talent that they have and the legacy that they're leaving with us. And if we can realize that what they produce and what they create is part of who we are and will make us a great nation, I think we will value them even more. So it's about really connecting them to the younger generations so that they can leave the gift to the younger ones. And so as much as possible, I think we should create opportunities where young people and the older generation mix together, whether it's through workshops, whether it's through the higher learning institutions, whether it's, as much as possible where the creativity and the work happens, that there's the older people and the younger people, so that there's a cross-pollination of sounds, of creativity. And I think that's the best way to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talk us a little bit through the process of sort of curating and putting together a production of this magnitude. I mean, having such an amazing cast, having, the young and old dynamics coming together. Talk me through the process that you followed in your mind in making sure that this happens and how that happened for you.
Well, we thought, firstly, you're talking about celebrating legends as we were alive. We thought firstly about Mom Dorothy Masuga.
Yeah.
Every time she gets on stage, she looks like she's young. And then we thought, let's have people to accompany her. And then we thought, what would make it really amazing would be a room full of voices, and that's how the Mzansi Youth Choir came up. So you have these popular songs, but you have the backing of this amazing young voices, and the way they move, the young ones, is amazing.
Yes.
And so we thought, let's put that together and obviously choose. So each one of them chose 3 songs that they want to contribute to the event and dedicate to Nelson Mandela. And Umam Abigail tells when he first came out of jail, and he was saying, you guys' music really kept us going when we were on the island. And so when you hear as well the context in which Ubaba Mandela, how much music kept him going, it just it lifts the spirit of everyone else to know that what we do influences people in the hardest and most difficult of times.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's the last and final show this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Where do we purchase tickets? How do we get involved?
Well, web tickets is the place to go. If not, you straight to the theater on the theater website, joburgtheater.com. And, it promises to be an amazing show. It's the last one,
yes,
and it's just been an amazing journey.
We don't doubt that. Just before I let you go, I really want to chat and get into theatre in South Africa and how that space is doing, how that space is growing, where we need more development to take place. What is your view?
I think we experienced a bit of dip in the 90s, and then in the early 2000s, now we're having musicals, we're having dramas, we're having so many different types of voices coming out in theatre. But I think the best way to really get theatre going, and resurgence is happening, the talent is amazing, but it's through the institutions. The public schools should have more drama and creative subjects and culture, so that the kids are creative and learn to play at a very early age. So I think if we take it seriously in that sense and put it in the curriculum and in the education system, South Africa will be a leading nation when it comes to drama and theatre and performance.
Definitely. Mr. Ndebele, thank you very much for joining us here on Afro Worldview, and all the best for the final show today.